Good morning, everybody. Today, uh, nothing much has changed. I'm still just. Does showing your face make you identifiable, or does it make you egocentrist or egoist? Egocentrist. It doesn't make you. Is there a way to be identified without maybe just by my voice? I don't know. When I look at actors, I find it really comfortable if I can see their face. I can understand voice actors definitely, but like normally voice actors have like a character that emulates what they say, or the voice actor emulates what the characters say. I don't know. I think that voice acting comes first. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Uh, so yeah, that's why I like showing my face because I feel like it's more convincing. I myself, when I see my videos, I find it more convincing, or at least more, I don't know, immersive, more identifiable, more understandable, more intelligible. It's like when I see an actor, it's the same thing, I guess. I think actors are cool. I don't know. They're just. I don't care about the interviews with them. I don't want to know about your personal life. I don't. That's not what they're there for, right? They're not famous for their personal life. What they're popular normally is, you know, their acting and their mannerisms they have when they're acting. It's something that you see, just a tiny image of them, an actor, that what then identifies them, and their face, their body, their looks, whatever appearance. That's what identifies them. Looks is probably the wrong word. It's normally used to mean how good lookingness, or you know. Uh, so appearance, yes, and their facial expressions, especially, it really helps. I don't know. It really, I don't know. I really enjoy it. I find it very nice, so nice. Just it's just beautiful. Whether they're happy, but most of all, I feel it most when they're, of course, when they're troubled. Normally, when somebody's troubled, you kind of just you learn about how somebody deals with that. When somebody's desperate, you kind of get a glimpse into how they are still alive, how they didn't do something bad yet. And if they're doing something bad, then yes, now you know how they cope, how they deal with the problems. And every person, I'm telling you, every person needs something, whether it be food, water, or just something to enjoy, something to relieve themselves with. I think we're bound to build up stress unless you don't exist. Because I believe building up stress is just natural, not in a bad way. Just build up stress, frustration that, you know, unless you're taking drugs all the time. I don't know. You probably won't. But I'm pretty sure people get stressed out when they take drugs. I don't know. What does drugs even do? Like if you were like constantly in a state where your brain is unable to think about change, think about new things, think about novelty, think about, I don't know, using endorphins as a way, dopamine as a way to get you to do something that feels productive, even if it's video games. Uh, that's the thing, right? Every human has those, unless they don't, which normally is, I don't know. I don't know if it's drugs, and I don't know which drugs, so I don't can't really say anything about that matter. I just mentioned it because the only way to not cope, the only way not to cope is if your brain is been affected by something like drugs, which I believe drugs affects the brain. If it's, oh, if it's too much or whatever, I don't know which ones. This isn't about drugs. I didn't start talking because of drugs. I started talking because no matter how people try to cut it, people have plans, ideas. plans of saying that, okay, your plan is to not have plans. Your plan is your philosophy is to not have a philosophy or something like that. But in reality, in that end, you're just doing what you feel like doing, which is whatever. Philosophy, I guess, means that you have an idea that you have organized, and this is your set of rules or set of like what things sayings that that identify you. Like, I won't play a losing game. That phrase enough says a lot about a person. But the thing is, people say things all the time, even if we don't feel, even if that's not actually what they feel. I've said that from time to time, even though I'll still play a game, even if it's losing. Because when you enjoy something really much, not all the time, not all the time where don't feel like playing losing game, but there is definitely frustration when it comes to losing, and it's natural. If you don't feel frustration when you're losing, you're probably demotivated, or you don't enjoy the game. You don't enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy playing music, what's the point in I don't care if I lose, because when you don't care if you lose, then you're not motivated to do it. You're not. There needs to be frustration when you lose for you to want to win. Winning normally comes because you want something to change. Frustration is the desire to change, or stress is desire to change. And excitement is desire to make something happen. I don't know. You're excited for something. You're excited. Well, maybe not make something happen, to experience something. I don't know. And all these things, these emotions, they drive us, I guess. So I don't understand when people say that you don't need emotions to feel okay. It's more like you create, for me, I guess, you create an organized, scheduled, emotional, like no, not scheduled, an organized emotional schedule, emotion. It's like you know how to how to provoke your emotions to fit whatever you want to do, depending on how emotional you are. Because I guess some people are unemotional, but some people, I don't think I don't think people can be not emotional. I can understand pain tolerance, I can understand being numb, I can understand denial, I can understand holding it in, but I don't understand you don't feel emotions, because I hear that all the time. And most of them come from teenagers, which is very ironic because teenagers are known for being moody. But maybe it's just something that people say when. Wait, I've also said that. I say that a lot. I say things that I know are just phrases that I say when I'm emotional, and that I wouldn't say if I wasn't emotional, if I wasn't hurt. Example, like I wouldn't tell somebody that I wouldn't say people are trash and everybody sucks and I'm better than them if I wasn't hurt when it comes to like my, me as a person, when it comes to my identity. People are like making me feel like there's no value to me, to me being me. Me being me, there's no value to keep being me, and there's no value to live being me, to keep living as me, something like that. And I feel hurt, right? And I say something like, I'm better than them. People are so driven by emotions, while I'm emotional. People are so, they're so manipulative. They're so, you say all those stuff, and that normally happens when you're emotional. Normally it's a defense mechanism, and it's not. There's no shame in doing that. There's no shame in saying things when it comes to that when you're emotional, because in the end, I don't know. Some people find a way to be emotional and still be in control. Some people, for some reason, they feel like they're not conscious thinking beings because when they're emotional, it's like that's their personality, I guess. I guess me too, right? Maybe that's the case because my emotions are something that I try to proc, but there are times where I don't feel in control. And that normally happens when people come into this picture because people, for me, I'm sensitive to what others say. I'm sensitive and I listen a lot and I care a lot. Care a lot, not saying I'm good or whatever, just saying I care about a lot about what people say. People have called me sensitive, and that's why I want to be alone. But in reality, I don't hate people and I don't blame them for what they do. It's not their fault, really. I don't really think it's their fault. It's like, how can you blame people, right? Like, I know the things that make me struggle. I know the things that make me feel hurt. I know the things that make me feel good. And once I learn that, I can apply that to every other human being and realize that, damn, okay, I guess everybody's a person like me. And then you kind of find it hard to just tell them, you know, but I will still get angry. I will still hate. I will still feel so angry and say things. I will still be afraid. I will still want, just really want to get rid of them. But in the end, what is here, my head, or at least me, my philosophy, I don't think it's their, I don't blame people for what they do. I don't know what I was talking about from the start. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I kind of get it. It's just me talking, and now I don't know where I am now. I don't know what I'm saying, or at least I don't know where I started and what now. What did I change topic? Like how many times? I don't know. Uh, yeah, people make me feel more organized in terms of like when you're arguing with somebody. Because sometimes I kind of don't know where I am in the argument in the topics. So people make me feel a lot more relieved when I can argue. But at the same time, arguing with people can be frustrating most of the time. It's just that, but like I'm bound to want to argue at least once. I'm not just saying argue. I'm talking about talking, right? Bouncing back. People check you up, and there's like, they're your double checkers. Sometimes I just run off, and I don't know where I'm going with what I'm saying or whatever I'm doing in life, and people are there to like make you feel stuff. But like, there's a point where I don't want that to be something that I can't control because I may run off. But right now, as you notice, I feel confused. And when I am confused, I want to be able to choose to decide when I'll be able to talk to people. And this is the time when I'm confused where I start talking to people or listening or whatever I'm gonna do. Not when I'm not confused. Because I don't want to bother people and I don't want people to bother me unless I need them, because it's really hard to help people if you yourself are out of control. It's hard to help people if, sorry, I'm talking to a person. If you think I'm talking to you, no, I'm talking to me. Yeah. It's just me looking at the mirror all the time because I'm trying to like, I don't know. I'm trying to be more, I don't know. Saying self-aware is really cringy and disgusting. I don't even know. Like, I just saw somebody chatting about, like, telling somebody they're not self-aware. And, using that in an argument is so... It's like saying you're an idiot in an argument, basically. And it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to, like, appreciate that. So if I say I'm self-aware, I'm basically doing the same thing, right? It's like a really bad way to argue. It's like... It's just dumb, right? It's just like ineffective. You're kind of going nowhere, except, just saying that the person's not self-aware. I don't know. I actually don't want. I just, you know what? Never mind. I think I said stuff. Yeah, I think I said enough. I don't know. If I said something that makes sense, okay. If I didn't say anything that makes sense, yeah. Yeah.